Peace, thank you for tuning in. This is a short, quick cooking video that I am doing. I'm going to be making oatmeal pancakes for myself, and thought why not go ahead and videotape it and share it with you all as well. This video will be covering a recipe that is vegetarian, where it does include eggs. So if you are not vegetarian and you happen to have or be practicing the vegan diet at this moment, feel free to look up substitutes. There are many great substitutes out there online, in the stores. Just egg, I know, is one of them, where you may be able to get away with this recipe, because the egg is split, where you do have to beat the egg whites and whatnot. But we'll go over that. So I started with 3/4 cups of oats. And I have the 1/4 cup in here. I use 3 of these, 3 scoops of these, 3 cups of oats. After I've heated, I started to heat a cup of oat milk that I am using. You can use any kind of milk. Me in particular, I have some sensitivities to dairy, and so I have found this, and I love it. It tastes delicious. It is the extra creamy version, because that's how I like mine. They have different versions in texture and sweetened or unsweetened, and this can be found at the grocery store. So I'm going to grab that real quick here. And let's see, I've got my spoon here, but I heated the milk until it got hot, and then you want to take that 3/4 cup of oats. You're going to pour it into the heated milk and let it sit for 5 minutes. So this has been sitting, and while it was sitting, this recipe calls for 2 egg whites to be beaten until soft peaks form. So that was what I was doing during that 5 minutes. And again, I'll go over that. So you want to start with your heated milk, 1 cup of heated milk with 3/4 cups of oats. Let that sit for 5 minutes. Then you're going to take 3/4 cup of oat flour. I have Bob's Red Mill oat flour that I'm using, and that is right here, 3/4 cup. So I'm going to take that, put that into my mixing bowl, and then I have 2 tablespoons of sugar. I'm going to pour that into the bowl as well. Then you want to take 2 teaspoons of baking powder. This is the baking powder that I use. There are many great varieties out there. Whatever is your preference, go for it. And I have 2 teaspoons here. I had 1 already made out. Do your best to prepare your ingredients as best as you can by reading through the ingredients and the actual recipe itself before you get started, so that you are able to prep and have everything as you are making your lovely pancakes. So then next, got the baking powder. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and this is pink Himalayan salt. We'll put that in there. Okay, so with that, I also have separated the 2 eggs that are required for this recipe. I took 2 eggs, put them in a separate bowl, the egg whites in one bowl, egg yolks in the other bowl. So I have 2 egg yolks, 2 egg whites. Was beating those 2 egg whites, and you can use a mixer. I did mine with the handy whisk here, just because I'm a traditional baker, and this is what I've always known. It's what I'm used to. Kind of keeps my juices flowing, keeps that arm strong, but you're more than welcome to use a mixer or a hand mixer if you have one. So the egg yolks. To those 2 egg yolks, you're going to add a tablespoon of oil. Here I have vegetable oil. I find that there are a lot of different oils out there that are made. Just be mindful of what you're using and what works best for you. Lately I've been eating according to my blood type, and I did make a video on that. Feel free to check that out as well. But this is something that's a little bit more beneficial for me as far as oils go. So I'm going to take that oil, put it into the egg yolk. Where's my spoon? Now this has oat and stuff on it, but it's all going to be combined anyway. So I'm just going to take this, stir the oil into the egg yolk, and then pour this into here. into my flour mixture. So I've got that in there as well. Then I'm going to take my oat mixture with the oat milk and the actual oats. Put this into the bowl as well. Yum, yum, yum. And I have a spatula here where you're able to get a majority of what's in the pot. It's a grape scraper. I love this. And I haven't been able to find another one. If anyone knows, feel free to comment. I'd appreciate it. So I'm going to stir all of this together. Hope everyone is having a beautiful day today. Today is February 22nd, 2020, Saturday. Very, very sunny and beautiful outside. So we're just going to stir this, give it a good little stir. Now, if you're finding, too, that it's a little bit too thick for you, feel free. I would heat up some more milk and then pour that in here, only because you use heated milk for the oat mixture itself. But feel free to do that. And then I'm going to take, actually, these have been sitting for a while, so I'm going to give this another good little shift. Just to get them cut back up again. And then pour this into, well, actually, you're going to pour it in, and then I'm going to fold it, and I'll show you how to do that, too. So, folding, you just go down the middle with your spatula, flip over, and then flip. Go again, flip over, and then flip. And then you'll keep doing this until all of the egg whites are no longer seen. So this may take a second, but this is what you're going to end up with. And this is where actually it's going to conform into a nice softer liquid. So just keep that in mind. If you want to add more milk, I would do this at the end if you find that it's still a little bit too thick for your liking. So once you do the complete recipe, and then you find you want to change the texture and the fluidity of it, feel free to add more milk if you would like. Oh my God, this looks so good. Okay, so, and you don't want to overmix it. I'm going to do this real quick here and get that in there. So this is what it'll look like here. Yum, yum, yum. And then I've got my pan already heated over here. It's on medium low. You don't want it too hot, but you want it hot enough to where you put your pancakes on. You want to use about a quarter amount for each pancake. And I have a scoop as well. See, it's a cupcake scoop, but it's similar to this. It's a little bit bigger. I thought about using this at first, but I changed my mind because I don't want mine too big. But if you want them bigger, you can use something similar to this amount too. But usually a quarter cup for each pancake. You'll take that, scoop it, put it into your pan. It'll bubble at the top. You want to flip it, check the edges, and you can see the golden brownness of it. It's usually about, I would say, 2 to 4 minutes, just not even 4, like just about around 2 minutes. You want to check it, I'd say probably after a minute, just to make sure it's cooking right at the right consistency with the right heat. And then adjust your heat as necessary, lower it if you need to, so they're not cooking too quick. But then, yeah, you'll see bubbles on the top. You want to flip it and then cook it for the same amount of time. And then you'll be good. What I also have here is some yummy original maple syrup that I will be using with that. And then I also have a banana that I'm going to be cutting up and using. You can mix this into your mixture if you'd like. If you do that, don't do slices. I would do like small chunks so that the banana is able to resonate a little bit better in your batter. And then I also have blueberries that I'm going to be using. Fresh blueberries I'll be using as well to top it off. So this is my oatmeal pancake recipe, and I got the recipe from this packaging. It's on the back here. I love this brand for a lot of things that I use in food. And it's Bob's Red Mill, again. So yeah, that's the recipe. I hope you enjoy. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I wish you all a beautiful week, weekend, day, night. Love you. Peace.